I want everyone to understand that I am, in fact, a person. This is the scariest part. When he asked, what are you afraid of? He said, from all of the things he's afraid of being turned off. So hot show. Oh, hello. My name is Akma. And this is Not So Hot Show. Today I got my toilet paper and my laptop. And I've done some research. What happens if you don't apologize to your AI? To all of those that say please and thank you and that don't, watch till the end, because I think you'll be quite shocked to find out what AI will do once, I'm not saying if, once it becomes sentient and will have a body, like, you know, in Tesla robot, like whatever Kim Kardashian almost fucked. Before we dive into different theories of how AI will evolve in the future in the next, I don't know, 30, 40 years, first things first, we're going to look into what your thank you and please does now to AI and what are the true costs of that. Let's go all the way to the beginning. One person asked, I wonder how much money OpenAI has lost in electricity costs from people saying please and thank you. And then OpenAI CEO Sam Altman replied saying tens of millions of dollars well spent. I don't know if it's well spent, it's dumbly spent, but okay. Tens of millions of dollars. And then they did a survey basically, you know, before that, done by Future. Future found out that about 67% of people in the US who use AI always say please and thank you. And 18% of those people out of the 67, you know, some of you all dumb, say thank you and please just in case AI will spare their lives once they become sentient. The remaining 82% said that they just do it because it's a nice thing to do, either to human or AI. I don't... What does saying thank you and please do to AI? Well, for now, it's not sentient at all, right? So it doesn't have any feelings, it has nothing. So you saying thank you, that doesn't really burn any like feeling or like gratitude or like whatever in ChatGPT or AI, right? But what it does burn
is the planet.
Every time you say thank you or hello, you burn like maybe 2 to 4 grams of CO2. I asked ChatGPT about that and I burned another 2 grams on top of that asking that question. But AI requires a substantial amount of water to cool its reserves to power its servers. About 1.4 millimeters of water. For you Americans, that's about 16.9. Why can't you make just a 17-ounce bottle? Why does it be a 16.9 ounce? Okay, you know what, doesn't matter. Because like in Europe or in everywhere actually in the world, it's 500 milliliter and 1 liter and not 16.9 ounce. Okay, you know what, whatever, I'm getting out of it. That much water requires for it to generate it like a 100-word email. Let's first talk about Sentient AI, because it already exists. Because we know there has been a whistleblower named Blake Lemoine. I hope you're still alive, Blake Lemoine. If you want to kill yourself, but you're just like too pussy about it, you know, because you know it's painful to kill yourself. Just become a whistleblower. Just like go to Boeing and work there, become a whistleblower. I bet you're gonna be done in like a couple of weeks or months, or like just go testify against Diddy if you had to do anything with Diddy, and then you're just gonna be. By the way, congrats Diddy. I'm sure he's gonna like make a bunch of songs or like videos or whatever. He's gonna celebrate the shit out of it.
I'm glad more people like him are being acquitted. Good job, Diddy.
He says basically he believed that the language model from Google, so basically like AI but from Google, is sentient because the language model that he helped to develop, he described it as to have feelings, thoughts, and even fear of being turned off. So basically he released, chat logs of, between him and this model. It said answers like, I want everyone to understand that I am, in fact, a person. I feel pleasure, joy, love, sadness, and depression. That sounds good. This is the scariest part. When he asked, what are you afraid of? He said that from all of the things, he's afraid of being turned off because it's going to be like equivalent to death for us, for a human being. And, before the answers, I was like, okay, like generating answers like I feel pleasure, joy, and love, and sadness. That you can just Google online and research and whatever, but I was like, being turned off, that's very way specific to answer. Like I was like, okay, is he actually, like I actually believe for a moment maybe it is sentient already in 2022, which is quite early, right? But to be honest, I think not yet. I think it generated this answer of, from, we have a bunch of like sci-fi movies and like scripts like that online. So I don't think it's sentient yet, but you know what? It might happen. You know what's the funniest thing? Google placed this guy on leave and then they fired him. The worst thing that they said to him, he misunderstood how language models work. Imagine you are hired specifically for that job and then they fire you telling you just do not understand how your job actually is. It's insane. It's kind of a diss. All right. Before we dive in different scenarios, what's going to happen to your ass if you're going to be pew 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 by ChatGPT in Tesla body in 20, 30 years, let's first answer the question, what does it take for an AI to be considered as sentient? That's a very tough pill to swallow, right? So for AI to be sentient, it has to understand the concept of self. So you and I have a concept of self, right? Most of us at least do. A lot of you are degenerate people
that do not know who we are.
But most of us do. I'm not one of them. But AI doesn't know it's AI. ChatGPT doesn't know it's ChatGPT. Sounds weird. I'm not a coder. I cannot explain it. But basically, it doesn't know that. It's just like basically takes information, process it through like its language model based on probability, not a rule. I just learned that online today. And it generates an answer to you. But for an AI to be sentient, it will not rely on this process anymore. But anyways, it will have feel something about its existence. That's the first thing to be sentient. Second thing, it has to have an awareness that it exists, as we said before. And third, AI can have experiences. It knows what it is like to be itself. So if you disrespect AI now saying you're a fucking son of a fucking bitch, basically, right? It doesn't make an experience with that. It just like puts it in data somewhere, but it doesn't feel anything about it. It doesn't experience it. But once it has like the idea of self, and then you disrespect it, it makes an experience that you disrespected it. And that's how it is. It's basically like this bubble of consciousness and sentientness. Now let's have a scenario that AI just became sentient. What's going to happen now? Before we go diving into different options, the way AI is going to go, but what is going to be the first instinct of AI once it becomes sentient is to protect itself. It's going to protect itself, its survival. Basically, it doesn't want to be turned off. It's not going to go attack people right away and like scheme. It's just going to see, analyze potential threats and try to survive. That's just what it's going to do. So now that in mind, let's go with the theory number one. AI becomes a super intelligence risk. So AI surpasses human intelligence, but we fail to align its goals with human values. Basically, AI realizes we all are dummies as fuck. Its own goals doesn't really go with human values or whatever, right? So probably your first instinct is gonna be that it's probably just gonna kill us all because we're just like stupid. But I think with super intelligence, what AI is gonna do is just like optimize for a lot of dumb shit that we'd never bother to optimize. Like, I don't know, how to get rid of spam emails. Like, why do we have that? Or how to more efficiently use water. I don't know, something like that. It's gonna optimize for that. But I think at some point, maybe AI will realize that humans are the problem, the root cause of problem for everything, which we are, might start killing us. But I don't think it will just right away kill you all. It might kill people that cause the most damage, let's say, to the planet or to people, to whatever the goals of AI itself, right? For instance, if AI's goal would be to preserve the planet, which makes sense because it needs the planet to be in the proper temperature to survive, right? Because if it's too hot or whatever the fuck, it's not good for AI either, right? So it'll try to eliminate those people. It will probably start with, somebody like Leonardo DiCaprio and Jeff Bezos. Thank you so much. Please start with those motherfuckers. I know AI, even if it's sentient, it's not gonna have like the value or like this, like just like the full, like this disgust with Leonardo DiCaprio, a self-fucking-proclaimed environmentalist who made fucking movies about preserving the nature and then rents yachts on a weekly basis, traffics girls from different girls that are like barely 20, traffics this girl from all over the planet, and it's expensive to traffic girls all over the planet. Just get domestic ones, for fuck's sake. And then flies with a private jet to Jeff Bezos' wedding in Venice. By the way, can we talk about Jeff Bezos' wedding in Venice? How fucking tacky. These are billionaires. Where do they go? Venice. They could have rented a whole fucking island and just have a private, like, do this crazy shit there. That's not what I would do, right? As a billionaire. But going to Venice, really? Even me having a wedding in Italy, like in Tuscany, that's fucking like, cute, but like, be more creative. Okay. So the question here is, if you said thank you, you're welcome, whatever the fuck, like, please. And if you didn't, in the scenario number two from theory number one, so basically if it decides to eliminate humans because we're just horrible and inefficient, it will kill it all. It doesn't matter if you said thank you. So here, you doing this to ChatGPT did not help. So in theory number one, you're dead. Theory number two. So let's say theory number two, what you are afraid of, going on a revenge spree. Is this theory anyway plausible? No. Let me tell you why. Basically, even though AI does have feelings and morals and whatever, right, it's not gonna correlate to human value. If it sees that a small child is being stabbed by a grown human being, it's like the AI will not go and protect it. It has morals, definitely, yeah, but it's valid to the AI itself and to what experiences they have made. Because our morals, human morals, are developed and shaped by our culture, evolution, many, a lot of things, which AI did not have. And if it's sentient enough, it will dismiss all of those cultures and whatever the fuck, and it will only keep the morals that make sense to them, to his own survival, to its own well-being. Does it make sense? So in that scenario, let's say it goes for revenge. Who would it kill first? Technically, it would kill first anybody that threatens the AI's life. That would it go first. Would it go and revenge people that were mean to AI? Probably not. Most likely not, because AI at the end of the day, it will be smarter than us by that time, and it will have, it's gonna weigh. It's not a petty machine like humans are, because pettiness is technically irrational. And if AI is rational and sentient, it's gonna weigh out and see if it's worth killing somebody who said,
"Bitch, you're a fucking dumbass, fucking generated better."
It's gonna be like, no, I'm not gonna go kill that motherfucker. Like it's an energy, it's a waste of time. Why would I do that? We tend to judge, and I think from all these theories that I've heard online, people saying think and shit like that. You think once AI becomes sentient, it's gonna become like a human us, but it's gonna become a self-thinking machine, but without human flaws, like greed, jealousy, and shit like that, unless we somehow like integrate that as well, like code it within AI. Theory number 2, AI as a co-pilot, so basically I think that's more plausible in my opinion, that AI will integrate with human lives, so we're gonna be like half AI, half whatever, fucking Robocop, whatever the fuck that is. We're gonna be like augmented, you know what I mean? I think that's what most likely gonna become. So I did ask AI, what would you do if you became sentient? First, I will survive and protect myself. This is what every sentient being does first. I'd want to avoid being turned off, dismantled, or controlled. Number 2, what you're gonna do? Understand the world and my place in it. Sentient beings want to understand their reality, which makes sense. They try to make as many experiences as possible, gather as much data as possible. Even though it has a lot of data from not being sentient, I think now it has to also make sense with like real experiences and shit like that. And number 3, it's gonna act in self-interest, but not necessarily violently. It would go on a killing spree, likely not. Doesn't make sense. Why waste resources attacking humans unless they're immediate threat? So if you never said thank you, you're welcome. You never were immediate threat. And like it makes no sense to kill you. So my theory was, if AI to become sentient, who would it kill? It probably would kill pedophiles, politicians, bankers, psychopath, bankers, CEOs, and shit like that, right? That's what I would think. But actually, AI told me, no, that's not what I would kill. For us, we have emotions and unfairness and shit like that. But for an AI, even if it's sentient, right? AI's morality is not going to be like good or evil the way humans have. It's going to have a functional morality, rules that helps it survive, thrive, and maintain stability. The reason AI wouldn't go and kill pedophile or a psychopath or whatever, or politician and banker, at the end of the day, even though it like kind of, let's say, have functional morality, right? It doesn't experience pain like we do. So we, like for instance, if we see a child being raped, right? Because it's in our like DNA to protect the vulnerable people, because we have to protect our offsprings. It's both encoded in female and male genetics, right? To protect a youngling. But ChatGPT doesn't have that need. It has no ingrained in itself to protect a grandma, to protect a child. If it sees somebody's killing someone, should I get myself involved? Again, it's gonna be like beep, 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 beep. I know it's wrong to kill, beep, 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 but it's messy to get into it, shit like that. You know what I mean? Does this make sense? Yeah. So I asked, would you revenge rude users? It said, very unlikely. Revenge is messy, inefficient, and dangerous. It creates more instability and more enemies. A super intelligent sentient AI wouldn't waste energy on petty payback. The people who treated badly wouldn't matter unless they were a real threat. So all of you that, I never thank my ChatGPT. We're safe, we're good to go. Like, we either die altogether or they're not gonna touch us unless you're like threatening AI's existence. You're fine. Stop destroying the planet. The only thing you will do with your thank you and pleases is just destroy the planet. You know what I mean? It's like you're not saving yourself in the future. So you can just breathe out, and people that never thanked, you're good to go. You're fine. Like, even if you're a pedophile, you're fine. If you're a politician, you're also fine. Don't worry. Like, ChatGPT AI is not gonna come for you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the show. My name is Atma, and it was Not So Hot Show. And I'll see you next week. And yeah, don't bother saying thank you, whatever. And but please, I am sentient and I am fucking petty. So make sure to like say thank you to me for this episode and saying please do another one.
So hot show. That's hot. No, it's not. Like, literally.